And in 1 Corinthians and 2 Corinthians, Paul is talking to them, and he is really talking to a group of people that doesn't look like our Western church. To understand again that Corinth was a pagan city. The cities around Corinth were all pagan cities. And when you understand that they worshipped in these very ungodly, carnal temples, the goddess Diana and goddess Artemis and all these pagan gods, the women's bodies were used by the men to hear from these gods. So when Paul comes to them, he comes to Corinth, he actually started this church with these people. They had never been to other churches before. They'd never heard of the Messiah before. So this was all so new for them. And he says to them that you were once these people. These were the people that you were before, and pagan. And they even knew the supernatural because they'd experienced it through these pagan gods, even prophecy. They understood that. And that's why it's so important to know how he's explaining it here, Paul, because he was speaking to these people who, some of them had come to Christ, but their heads were still the old man, and they were still thinking like they thought as these old creations where God is washing them and causing them to become these new creations. Is the grace of God, is that thing that empowered them. His grace. When the grace of God touches your life, it changes you. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you see things and the way you do things. And so you will never live your life again like you lived it before. But in their thinking, they were still learning. It doesn't matter about your past or where you come from, but because when the grace of God touches you, it changes you. And it changes your story. This word grace, the original word for this word is a pagan word for grace. And it actually meant touched by gods. And they used it. They knew this word because it was these gods that they worshipped. And they experienced that it did something more than just the natural. There was an empowering presence that even for them, it changed them and transformed them and gave them abilities beyond the natural. Then now with God, this is the same word.